history would tell us that he will not be reelected because of that. But we can't become complacent. We have to work hard. We have to work hard to get out the vote, to get our people to the polls, so we win this race. And I believe Mitt Romney's our guy. We have to unify behind that cause and elect Mitt Romney. And I'm going to work hard. Like District Attorney Hotzinger said, apparently nobody wants his job. Apparently no one wants mine either because I don't have an opponent. But I'm going to work real hard for the candidates that do. I'm going to work as hard as I can to find hopefully grow our majority there. Let's look at the silver lining, though. I think we were given a gift in the Obamacare decision, even though there was also a major mistake by Roberts in the Commerce Clause. They've limited the Commerce Clause, and it's high time that they did so. And what that gives us on a state level, and something that I'm going to work hard towards in the State House immediately, is by taking back states' rights and governing on the state level on a more local level. One of the issues, or one of the groups or agencies I think we need to immediately go up against, one of my favorite rock groups sings, they're spoiling for a fight, and that happens to be the EPA. Ladies and gentlemen, the EPA is killing jobs. They're not creating jobs. President Obama might like to think that he's creating jobs by creating hundreds more EPA positions nationally. How many of you in here would like to have a federal job? Oh, come on, it's okay, you can admit it. They're great benefits, right? Great benefits, great pay, job security. The reality is, though, they're trying to pull the middle class into having those jobs. Obama would like nothing more than to have a socialist country. Everyone's employed by the government, right? We all pay ourselves. Well, I don't believe in that. No one here, I believe, believes in that. We believe in the power of the private sector. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to fight on the local level, fight on the state level, to make sure that we go up against the EPA, the same organization that wants to call whole milk a hazardous material, the same organization that has grounded the mosquito control district plane locally because he's afraid of doing the paperwork. The same EPA that is killing jobs across America. And I'm going to go up against them in the state now. So thank you for your support. We're going to need all of you. Let's get out there. Let's work hard. Let's elect Republicans across the board. So thank you.
We have a couple of gentlemen who have been serving with distinction in the Colorado legislature and representing Mesa County incredibly well. I'd like to invite Representative Ray Scott and Senator Steve King to step forward and say a few words at the hearing.
No, it's great to see that everybody from the county gets fired up for the candidates. This is going to be a great time. I can't wait, quite frankly. I think everybody else is fired up too. Very, very nice to say goodbye to Obama. It's time to go. I know that the most important things for us right now in Mesa County, especially running almost 19% on unemployment, are jobs at the current time. We have to focus incredibly hard on all the other issues just don't matter, quite frankly. We've had people try to distract us. The Democrats have tried to take us off in different directions. It's not working. We can't allow them to distract because that's what they ultimately want to do. Focus on jobs and the economy. That's what we need to do. 3.5 years of hope and change. How's that working out? Not too well. I know a lot of people that are hoping and a whole lot of people don't have any change left. I think we're ready to go. Anyhow, this victory office is great. I can't work with the folks here. And what I really am looking forward to is November 7th when we have a true victory party. So thank you very much, and it's good to see all of you.
Thank you for coming out today. You know, as an investigator in this valley, I've always believed in evidence-based decision making. Real quickly, let's do some evidence-based decision making. I'll give you one.
first time in the history of the United States a downgrade of our credit. Somebody give me another one. I'll give you another one. TARP and the waste of our money. I'll give you another one. $16 trillion in debt on the shoulders of our children. Somebody give me another one.
TSA.
$1 million tax increase. Somebody give me another one.
Government takeover of the private sector.
Fast and Furious!
Venture socialism.
Thank you.
Fast and Furious. And the list goes on and on and on. And the list goes on and on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, evidence-based decision-making should clearly tell you that Barack Obama has to be a one-term president. I'd like to, on a local level, introduce a young lady that I am absolutely impressed with when it comes to her conservative values and sticking up for us in Mesa County. We saw that when she stood up for the kids in Mesa County. In reference to global warming or the teaching of global warming in our schools. She stood up and fought for them, and I'd like to ask her to come up and say a couple of words. She is running for county commissioner. I certainly hope that you will do everything in your power to make her the next county commissioner.
Basically, what I'm really looking at is taking a hard look at our government regulations that are placed in the county that are holding back our businesses from being able to grow. We need to make Mesa County more attractive for existing businesses, but also more attractive for new businesses to come here and relocate here. And whether that's the energy industry or manufacturing or whatever industry would like to come here, we need to be very pro-business. We need to open our arms and really welcome them. And so that's what I'm going to do. Everybody talks about limited government, and then I start talking to people about ideas I have. They say, well, if you do that, then, what about my job? And so it's going to be a very interesting dynamic to see how we truly limit government in a way that the Constitution permits us to do and the way that our founding fathers envisioned. So it's going to be good for conservative values here in Mesa County, but we're going to need all of your support, both me and John Jefferson, to do the things that we need to do for Mesa County. So thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you guys in November.
First is running for the CU Board of Regents, University of Colorado Higher Education Bill's priority and important to understand that that's often the path taking advantage of the opportunity to get American boards. Please help me introduce Judge Glenn Gallegos from the CU.
It's nice to see so many local people that are so excited, and nice to have this support here. Like Scott Tipton, I'm working in 49 counties as well, which is a 3rd congressional district. And, being in all of those counties is exciting to see the process and meeting people. And I'll tell you what, there's excitement in every one of those counties as well for conservatism and for Republican victory all the way across the board. And it doesn't matter if it's Alamosa or Pueblo or whatever. I think it's going to work out well for us. I'm going to need your support really locally in order to make sure we keep that seat and our majority 5-4 on that Colorado Board of Regents. And we need to make sure that the university will continue working for the people and students and opportunity for our people here, the way that we did when we set up this engineering program at Mesa College along with the University of Colorado, and the support that they've given to supporting it. It's nice to see the people of the 29 counties as well, but I'll tell you what, I'm missing is your support. Thank you very much.
Over the last couple of years, we've seen some really big fights in Washington in terms of whether that's moving to repeal Obamacare, whether that's fighting for budgetary reform, and things that really benefit those western slopes of Colorado. Friends, we have been incredibly fortunate in our state to have a real fight representing us in Washington. Please join me in welcoming the Congressman.
I think when you listen to all of the candidates here, coalescing around this victory, obviously, I want to share just a little bit of the admiration I have for Ruth and for the entire leadership team here at Mesa County. This is something I think we can hold up as a shining beacon literally for the rest of the state. But, when we listen to our candidates sitting here, and I have the pleasure of being able to serve with Steve in the state legislature, he is a leader for this state. He's somebody who we can be so proud of. When we see Ray's actions over in the state legislature, standing up for the values that we believe in, and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited when I see a young man like Jared Wright being able to come up here and be able to express our values. I don't think there's one of us that want to tangle with Rose Puglisi. A special accolade here for Glenn Geigers. Glenn and I have been traveling the 3rd Congressional District of Colorado. He is out, he is working hard, and oftentimes when you look at the C Board of Regents, you kind of tend to overlook this. Well, I've got one name for you to keep in mind when we're thinking about the importance of this seat. Ward Churchill. We need some people with some common sense that are helping to do what Rose did on the local level here. Stand up, just be able to bring common sense back into the educational process, because our children literally are our future. The common sense values that we are espousing from the conservative side are the ones that made us the richest, freest, and greatest nation on the face of this earth. So I applaud both of you on that. We're running for re-election, and this is going to come as a shock to you. Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid do not want me. I do have to tell you, my regard for them, it is mutual. I don't want to It's a critically important campaign. This seat is going to roll. We're ready to stand up to the committee that I chair in small business for our farmers and our ranchers, where we saw not legislation moving through Congress, but a rule through the Department of Labor that was not going to allow our children to be able to work on the family farm. You know you have a problem. During the committee, I was able to speak to the administrator for the Department of Labor, and I described a little bit of my life growing up. From the time I was 12 years old on, I had a summertime job. I was bucking bales, moving pipelines through irrigation fields, grow hay. We have to explain what bucking bales means to the person who's riding the road. But this is a rule that was moving organically through the bureaucracy. One of my questions was, who asked for it? No one. It was simply coming out of the bureaucracy. This is something we were able to fight back against. The Obama administration announced just recently that they were pulling the rule for the balance of this year. So we were able to stop that, but the problem is they're pulling it for the balance of this year. They will be back. That's why they need to go home. We're really facing. We have a constant assault on Colorado Baptists. We have something called state rights, private property rights. We saw the Forest Service trying to come in and have our ski areas, our farmers and ranchers have leases on public lands to sign over water rights that they paid for and developed on public lands to the federal government. We called a hearing. We pulled in Chief Tidwell. We pulled in Harris Sherman, a
former Colorado, who is now the Undersecretary for the National Forest Service, we were able to stop that rule that is now in litigation. But we've gotten past that. And for me, and I think for all of you, this is where I'm excited about the Romney campaign, the Romney presidency to be able to come. It is about jobs in the economy. You might find this statistic a little interesting. In the Congress of the United States, only 17% of the members have worked in the private sector. 17%. That probably explains volumes about why we are where we are at as a nation. People that have actually had dirt under their fingernails, who have actually worked and risked, maybe missed a paycheck to be able to keep that business going, being able to willing to sacrifice to be able to try and live that American dream. That is what is at stake in this election. We're standing in the county right now with 10.8% official unemployment. In terms of the real numbers, it's 19.5%. As we go across the 29 counties that Glenn and I have been covering in the 3rd Congressional District, we're looking literally into the eyes of people that are fearful now for their future. What confidence can we have? The President, his idea of job creation in this country is to build bigger government, to hire more government employees like Jared was talking about. Somebody has to be able to pay for it. The richness, the greatness of the American dream has always been that person with a great idea, having the opportunity to be able to take a risk and be able to build for themselves and their family's future. That is in danger with this administration. They want to take more and build bigger government. And that's what this election is ultimately going to be about. You know, we're continuing to fight for jobs. I've been able to pass through two bills in particular to the House of Representatives, by the way, with bipartisan support. A hydroelectric bill, to be able to create jobs, to be able to strip away unnecessary regulations. A bill that just passed this past week, calling for Planning for America's Energy Future. And in that bill, the Islamic Brotherhood is now taking control over in Egypt. Syria is in utter chaos. There's turmoil going on over in Jordan. We have Iran on the cusp of developing a nuclear weapon to put their navy to sea. They're threatening to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And we've got something called the Suez Canal where a lot of the world's energy flows through. So is it appropriate for us to develop that American energy policy? Is it appropriate for us to address a president who is willing to take $2 billion worth of loan guarantees for Brazil to be able to grow off of their shores? If we're going to be able to make that kind of investment, would you join with me in believing, let's develop American energy on American soil to be able to put American cherish and to be able to do it responsibly. Right? Not eliminating any of the environmental requirements that are going to be there. But let's develop wind, solar, geothermal, hydroelectric, oil shale, oil, natural gas, coal. Let's get the American people back to work. I'm tired of employing people overseas when we can create those jobs right here at home. So this is our time. This is our opportunity. I believe all of you join with me. We are truly at the crossroads for the country. You know, as I look around, you know, I'm seeing some young men that are standing here. This is about their future, the type of country that they're going to inherit. Steve spoke to $16 trillion in debt in this nation. I'm a small businessman. Every one of us sits around that kitchen table and we know we cannot continue to pay out more than we are taking in. We're stripping the future of our nation from our children and our grandchildren. This is the time for us. This is why this election, more than any other in our lifetime, is so important. Not try to help a lot of people to carry my values to be able to go and cast state legislature in that Washington.
empowering the private sector, of addressing what truly made us that richest and freest nation on the earth. And that's going to be our time. You know, this coming week we're going to have another series of important meetings. We just voted to pass the furious all of that. We held him in contempt, Mr. Holder, and the administration then invoked executive privilege. We've spoke on behalf of senior citizens to stand up for their health care by repealing a vote in the House of Representatives, the President's Health Care Plan. I can tell you on July 11th, we're going to vote to repeal it again.
Yeah.
I want to close up here because I think Ryan spoke to it when he's talking about July 4th. And I had an opportunity to just watch a small program that they had on the History Channel. They were talking about Washington's men as they crossed the Delaware on frigid morning, and they were moving toward Tipton, many with nothing more than rags tied about their feet. And you have to think about what men were these that were willing to go through such hardship for the cause of liberty. Our cause is no less different this day. The challenge is no less important. The urgency is no less real. We are fighting literally for America's future and for the liberty that made this the greatest nation that the world has ever seen. I'm proud to be able to work with this deputy officer, support Governor Romney, support General Brown, and all of these
as Republicans stand in stark contrast to the failures that we see in the opposition party. But I gotta let you in on a little secret, friends. If we don't win, we can't govern. If we can't govern, we can't fix the problems that are facing America, that are facing Colorado, and that are facing our local communities. And guess what? It's not going to happen by itself. There's no adage that says that in physics, like in politics, like in physics, nothing moves unless it's pushed. Well, friends, we need you to help us push, to help push that vote out, to help talk to your friends and to your neighbors, to be willing to commit today to make a sacrifice of time, of talent, and yes, of treasure. Make a donation to these candidates that are going to be helping us carry this banner, this philosophy that Republicans hold today. We're going to need your help. So before you leave today, I want you to make a decision of what you're willing to put on that altar, to be willing to sacrifice a little bit of your time and make a donation to some of these great candidates or to help support the local Mesa County Republican Party or the state of Colorado as the state party is trying to work really hard to open up more of these field offices and help get this vote out. There's a couple of people I'm going to introduce that you are going to need to know and love. You already know Ruth Ehlers, who's really going to be helping coordinate much of the effort here in Mesa County, so do what she says. That's what I do. Stay out of trouble. So, Ruth applause. But two people that you're going to get to know and love are incredibly talented young men who are going to help coordinate the operations of our coordinated victory center here. We've got Steve and we have Preston. Steve. And not let you leave until you sign up to commit to coming in and doing a shift at the phone bank, or even spending a couple of hours today. If you're willing to make a few phone calls, if you're willing to go out and talk to your neighbors a little bit. If that doesn't work, we're prepared to provide you with cupcakes and cookies. And pizza will be arriving shortly, so you don't feel like you need to run for the exits immediately. But friends, this is important. Give some thought over the next few days of what you're willing to give and sacrifice. Because we need your help. Thank you so very much. Turning time over now to Steve and President. We're going to talk about some more activities that we're engaging in right now. We can't afford to wait. We're getting started on the campaign today. Thanks very much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Not very much of what was said, other than that, get to work, have some fun, and really get to know each other. We're in this for each other. Thank you very much.
House and get rid of the guy that's there. And we are going to send Congressman Tipton, wherever he is, back to there he is. We're going to send him back to Congress. We, and all, from the top to the bottom, we have got to get out and make sure that this happens, that the Republicans get back in power. The conservatives have got to win the day. Like we said, we have a little bit of pizza that's going to be coming in the door here shortly, so hang around. There are a couple of people here from Utah. We've got some people from Utah.
Joni Creator, I'm with the Utah GOP. I'm from the county chairman in charge of energy and coal, and all of your same issues are our issues as well. And our party in Utah is spending and raising a lot of money. We're going to be supporting both Nevada and Colorado from Utah, and we need to support all of your events. So if you need any help at all,
plan on showing up probably between about 8:30 and 9 o'clock, but if you'll let Ruth know, and if you're not already on the email list for the county party, get on it and sign up so we can communicate with you about what this promises to be a good.
We will be getting,